Have you ever felt like there's more to you than what you show the world? Like something deeper is calling you, but you can't quite name it? Carl Jung, one of the most brilliant minds in psychology, believed that understanding yourself truly, deeply, isn't just important, it's essential. He taught us that we are more than just our thoughts and emotions. We are a whole system of light and shadow, potential and fear, chaos and order. Let's start with this, the self. Jung said the self is the total you, the person you think you are, and the person hiding in the unconscious. His goal? Individuation. That means becoming whole by reconnecting with all the parts of you, even the ones you've forgotten or rejected. Which brings us to the shadow. This is the part of you that you pretend doesn't exist. Your hidden anger, your insecurity, your jealousy. But Jung said what you don't make conscious will control your life. Until you learn to face your shadow, you'll always feel like something's missing. Jung also believed we all carry archetypes, universal symbols and stories built into our psyche. The hero, the caregiver, the trickster. These aren't just characters in movies, they're ancient forces that shape your life from the inside out. They live in what Jung called the collective unconscious, a vast, shared memory across all of humanity. And what about your dreams? Jung said dreams aren't random. They're messages, symbols, guides. Your unconscious trying to speak to you in its own mysterious language. Want to understand yourself? Start by listening to your dreams. And then there's how we interact with the world. Jung gave us the blueprint for personality types, introvert versus extrovert, thinker versus feeler, and so on. He wasn't boxing people in. He was showing us that everyone sees the world differently. And that's okay. Understanding your type helps you stop fighting your nature and start working with it. But one of Jung's most fascinating ideas, synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that seem to defy logic, like thinking of someone right before they call or finding exactly what you need at the exact right moment. Jung believed this is the universe whispering, pay attention. In the end, Jung taught us that life isn't about perfection, it's about integration, about turning inward, not to escape the world, but to understand our place in it. So if you feel lost, stuck, or like you don't know who you are, maybe it's time to listen to the parts of yourself you've been ignoring. The shadow, the dream, the deeper you. Because the journey to knowing yourself is the most important journey you'll ever take. But here's the thing Jung understood better than most. The world inside you is just as real as the world outside. Ignore it, and you'll keep chasing meaning in all the wrong places. But explore it, and you'll discover truths you never knew you carried. The anxiety you feel? It might be your unconscious trying to speak. The patterns that keep repeating in your life? They might be archetypes at work, guiding you toward a lesson you've yet to learn. The people you admire or the ones who irritate you most. They're mirrors, reflecting parts of yourself. The good and the shadow. Jung didn't give us easy answers. He gave us maps, symbols, questions. Because this journey, the journey inward, is yours alone. But he did leave us with hope, that by embracing all of who we are, the light, the dark, the unknown, we can live with more clarity, more authenticity, and more purpose. So, don't run from your darkness. Don't silence your dreams. Don't ignore the signs. Instead, listen, reflect, explore, and ask yourself, who am I really? What have I forgotten? And who could I become if I stopped being afraid of myself? This isn't just psychology. It's the art of being human. Carl Jung didn't want us to fit in. He wanted us to wake up. So maybe this is your wake-up call. And maybe that's why you're here. Not just watching a video, but searching for answers, for meaning, for something real. Jung believed that the greatest problems in life are never solved. They're outgrown. We evolve beyond them by becoming someone new, someone more whole. So ask yourself, what part of me have I exiled? What truth have I buried beneath distraction and doubt? What dreams have I dismissed as nonsense when they might be the key to everything? This journey inward isn't easy. You'll confront fear, shadows, old wounds, but you'll also find beauty, clarity, and a strength that's been waiting silently within you. Because once you know who you are truly, you become unshakable, not perfect, but authentic, grounded, alive. And that's what Jung really gave us, a way back to ourselves, a reminder that the answers aren't out there. They're in here. Always have been. So slow down. Pay attention. Write down your dreams. Watch your thoughts. Sit with your emotions instead of running from them. Life is asking you to go deeper. And if you do, you won't just understand yourself better. You'll see the world differently, clearer, full of patterns, purpose, and possibility. Because once you start seeing through Jung's lens, you can never unsee. So what now? What do you do with this knowledge? That there's a vast inner world within you, filled with archetypes, dreams, shadows, and signs. You start walking, not away from your life, but deeper into it. You begin to see your struggles not as failures, but as messages, signals, invitations to grow. That recurring conflict in your relationships, it might be your shadow asking to be seen. That deep dissatisfaction you feel, it might be the self calling you back to your path. That strange dream you had, it might be your unconscious whispering a truth you've been too busy or too afraid to hear. This is what Jung meant by individuation, not becoming someone else, but becoming yourself, fully, courageously, without apology. And yes, the path is messy, uncomfortable, sometimes terrifying. Because confronting who you really are means letting go of who you pretended to be. It means taking radical responsibility for your story, even the parts that hurt. But the reward is freedom. Real freedom, not the kind you buy, not the kind others grant you, but the kind that comes from deep within. The freedom of self-knowledge, of living in alignment with your truth, of no longer being a stranger to yourself. And here's the secret Jung knew. When you transform yourself, you don't just change your life, you change your relationships, your purpose, your presence. And through that, you change the world around you. Because self-awareness isn't selfish, it's a service. A healed person heals others by their very being. A conscious person uplifts the unconscious in others. A whole person lights the way for those still searching. So the question isn't just who am I? It's who am I becoming? And what kind of world will I help create when I finally become whole? Carl Jung didn't leave us a simple guidebook. He left us a mirror and the courage to look into it. So maybe it's time to stop hiding from yourself. Time to stop sleepwalking through your life. Time to dig, to listen, to remember. You are not broken. You are unfinished. And the work of finishing is sacred. So here you are, still listening, still searching. And maybe, just maybe, something in you is beginning to stir. Because this isn't just a lesson about Carl Jung. It's a lesson about you. About the self you're becoming, about the shadow you're ready to face, about the life that's still waiting for you. One that's not perfect, but real, not easy, but yours. Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." So take that privilege seriously. Start asking deeper questions. Start listening to your inner voice. Start walking toward your wholeness. One insight, one dream, one brave choice at a time. Because the path inward isn't a detour. It's the way home. If this message spoke to something inside you, don't let it be just another video. Let it be the start of something real. Like, share, subscribe. Not for us, but for the parts of you that are finally waking up.